You know what time it is. Just kidding. It's not cold enough for a fire yet. But yesterday I was saying I want to get into the habit of keeping myself more accountable by vlogging every day, because I feel like that just kept me on a schedule. And yesterday when I uploaded my vlog, I was just like, I'll see you soon. And I was like, you know what better time than now to start trying to keep myself accountable. I've been in this weird, I guess we'll call it a funk. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I just dropped an album a little over a week ago, and like it's doing pretty good. I just mailed out some merch. That was the first time I've mailed out merch in, I don't even know. Kind of got boned on shipping. It never even really dawned on me. Whoa, I just saw a chipmunk chasing a squirrel. It's kind of interesting. Never really dawned on me to check shipping prices, because they more than doubled since the last time. I have mailed out occasionally merch here and there, but I never really paid attention to it because I was just like, oh, whoa, someone ordered something. So I usually don't. I wasn't worried about making much or anything off of it. And it was weird because back in the day, right, when I started Punk Cover Moose, when it really ramped up right there, 2017 and starting to plateau around 2018, there was a period, like several months, I was mailing out merch literally every single day. Like I got to know, I was living in a different place then, but I like got to know the dude working at the post office, like pretty personally. Like I'd see him out in public. I'm like, hey man. He was like, hey, how's the music going? It was pretty crazy. It's probably easy for him to remember my face because I sort of prepared him when I did my first, the only Kickstarter I did for my first album. This guy here. I did a Kickstarter to fund those vinyl albums. And I was like, hey man, I'm going to have like 100 packages to ship. What's the best way to do that? And he told me like what would be easiest for him. And I just showed up one day. I'm like, all right, today's the day, pal. Luckily, I live in a small town and no one's really there. Actually, that post office was only open 2 hours a day. That's how unbusy it would be. I don't know. Anyways, back then, what is that? There's a ton of. Wait, where? What the heck? Look at that. What is that? What black stuff in the bottom of my door? Ooh. Sorry. So many things are happening right now. I gotta grab my shoes real quick. Hold on. I will update you in a second. I was mailing out. What was I saying? I was mailing out merch almost every single day, and it was actually like a fair part of my income was merch. Once that slowed down, it wasn't so much. Hold on, I gotta prop you guys up here. So this is my first new merch drop for a while. I did one when I quit my job last year, but the shirt design kind of sucked, so I didn't sell too many. But I gotta get outside because it hasn't rained here in a while, and it suddenly just started raining, and I need to check that my gutter on my workshop is working correctly. I've had to mess with this many times, and it looked like it was raining a lot harder than it actually is. I did roofs before and after college. before and after college for a while. But I was like the grunt dude, so I was always carrying the bundles of shingles up and down the ladder. And when I built this place, I didn't do shingles. I did a metal roof. It was about the same price. I did it myself, and I was like, well, I did roofs before. How much different can it be? Well, I had several problems with this place leaking. I think I fixed it since then. But one of the biggest things I never knew about was gutters. And if you guys know me, I am I'm kind of a psychopath when it comes to keeping water away from my house and structures like this one away. But my gutter, so it wasn't, at first it was, or no, I don't think it was leaking. It's pretty much a seamless gutter all the way. I got it for free. On this end, it was a little too short, so I just kind of made this thing out of metal to like catch the water and divert it into the gutter. It looks Janktown. It's definitely Janktown approved, but never had problems with that. But some other spots were leaking. Fixed those, and then the biggest problem I started having was let's see if I can show this to you. So right there is my gutter, and this overhangs the back, and you can't really tell. Maybe a little bit here. Water was leaking in between the gutter and this metal part, which I think is called the fascia. And you needed to install, I found out much later, well, later after I built it, but fairly recently that, sorry, I'm looking at all the spots that were wet. I don't know if it all completely dried yet. I can't tell if it's working. It doesn't look like it's dripping. Anyways, I found out fairly recently you have to put the metal roof overhangs a little bit, like over the gutter. I worked at a hardware store, and a retired contractor there was like, yeah, just let it overhang like an inch. And when it rains slow, the water will actually come, let's see if I can explain this. The water will come down the roof, and if it's slow enough, it'll like not fall off the edge, but sort of creep back up underneath. So, like defies physics somehow, but I got up there one day when it was raining slow, and I was watching it do that. So I put this metal flashing and made my own drip edge. I like kind of folded it at like a 45, and then like stuffed it between like the wooden roof and the metal part of the roof, and it like hangs down into the gutter. So even if it's raining slow, if it climbs back up, when it does fall on that metal and back down. I don't see any dripping between the gutter and that metal part that I just showed you. So I think it's working now, but it really wasn't raining all that slow. Now it is. I don't know if you can hear that over the water falling down the downspout. I was like, my face is super close. I'm probably going to have to climb up a ladder because it looks, I don't know if it was this way before. It's hard to, let's see if it's going to show up. Not, sort of. So this is the overhang, and right here is my gutter. That's the edge of the roof. It's the fascia. So right here in this wooden part, the metal roof is above, just right above that. It looks like it's leaking, like the wood is really wet there. I just don't know if that was from before or from right now. And I don't know why it would do that. And this is what I'm like obsessed with, keeping water away from the house and making sure nothing's leaking and all that kind of stuff. But the best way to see if water is doing what it needs to do is to go out and look at it while it's raining. But I never feel like doing that in the rain, at least with the gutter, because I have to get the ladder out and climb up there, and it's muddy back there, and I gotta get wet. I don't know. Part of me is like, just wait a couple rains, because the last time it rained was like 2 weeks ago, so I feel like that would be dry by now. But, which it could be, and it could just be kind of like stained from the water. But I'm looking at this one part, it's like, there's like white spots, which makes me think maybe that's mold. Look, I look like a thumb. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a minute, and I'm really not sure what to do. I'll think about it while I'm still vlogging. So anyways, wanted to keep myself more accountable, trying to vlog every day. There's water here. Oh, that's greasy. That's something else. Never mind. I wanted to keep myself more accountable and on a schedule, so I was going to try and vlog every day. And I don't know. Creatively, I think I was saying it yesterday, I just haven't... I haven't put anything... I'm listening for water now. I'm hearing a lot of noises. Maybe this was a bad time to vlog. I was going to say I haven't put anything out creatively, but I just put out an album just over a week ago. Like 9 days ago or 10 days ago, something like that. And I'm just, oh my gosh. I don't know why I'm beating myself up so much about that. It's kind of crazy. And I mean, I think I know why. Like, I put the album out, you know, people were checking it out. Like, I was getting more streams and stuff than usual, like on Spotify. And you guys have been following me for quite some time. You guys know this, but I feel like it goes without saying. But I like doing it because I like doing it. It gets really hard. I'm married, so like I got like husband stuff to do, and I have a child, and I'm trying to. She's been kind of weird lately because we were spending a ton of time together during my injury, especially like when I still couldn't work, but I had enough mobility in my hand that I could play video games again with her. That's kind of our thing. And since over the summer, been, like I said yesterday, I was trying to catch up with music stuff, with house stuff, and I think she's been kind of irritable and stuff because we haven't been spending as much time, so I've been trying to do that. I finally started getting some merch sales, so like I had to work on that today, and that's a whole thing. I thought I set that up right, but then I'm looking at it. It's like I was supposed to make like $5 a shirt. But then like when I've been getting my confirmation emails on my orders, I've been making like $1. My phone ran out of storage, so I had to put that last bit on my computer and delete it off my phone so I can continue the vlog. So yeah, anyways, just constantly stuff like that. Like, to like the operation, I guess if you want to call that I'm running is, I'm doing it so DIY. It's ridiculous. Like, there's a lot of people out there, and I'm not calling anybody out. It's not my intention. There's a lot of people out there, people that do YouTube stuff, bands and stuff like that, and they're like, I'm 100% DIY, and like, no one helps me, and not on a label or whatever. And it's like, they're like, a lot of times they're like bending the truth, right? And I don't have any of that. I don't, you know what I mean? The most I have is like my t-shirts. I'm using a print on demand company. So like when someone puts an order in, it's through my merch shop on my website, and then it goes to them. They print it and ship it off, right? That's the most that I have, the most help that I get. And man, it just gets overwhelming. But I've been talking to a friend, a guy I know. He's in a fairly popular band. They've done a lot of really big things, and I've followed them for a while. I mean, And I'm not trying to name drop or anything, so there's that. But I just don't like doing that. But I been talking to him, and we've been trying to like match up our schedules to like go meet up. And we were supposed to meet up on the day I released my album, and I screwed up and went to the complete wrong side of the city to meet up with him. And it just was so at that point, by the time I could have got to him, he would have had to leave. And it was just like, I was like, "Ugh, I feel so dumb." And I think I said in the last vlog, I don't even like, or I don't know when I said it, but I'll just say it again. Like I'll do a release, I'll do an album or whatever. And then people are like, dude, why didn't you hit me up? Like, could have gave you a shout out or something like that. You know, could have did a write up or whatever, you know? And I just, I guess I don't like asking for help, but it feels like I'm using people, you know what I mean? And part of the entertainment industry, I think as a whole, it just feels like people are always trying to like network so they can get something from you. And I don't like that. I've been taken advantage of before, like some not so bad, some like hardcore. And I think that just shut me off from everything because I'm like, I got tired of scratching other people's backs, and then like I'm like sinking and getting depressed and all these other things, you know? So that's what I think it mostly is. But I'm trying to like get out of my shell and just like, I would rather like collab and do things with people like music wise or whatever that are like genuine people. And maybe it's me, maybe because I got burned so many times. I feel like I just don't like trust a lot of people, and it's hard to like know what you're getting into with anything. I don't know if any of this makes sense, and it probably comes off like I'm being a turd, but dude, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it or approach it or whatever. I think I've hit a wall, a ceiling that I can only take. It's like as far as I could take this, what I'm doing, Punk Cover Moose, as far as it could go. And I think there's a lot of things, like the things that I was telling you. I think I'm getting a lot of things mixed up. I've put out so much content. I said in a different, I think it was a short or reel or whatever, that I like listed all the things that I suck at, like I'm aware of, you know what I mean? But I also take pride in like doing everything myself. But I think what I realize, if I like put myself out there more and maybe asked for help, if I can find the right way, maybe I can get a few legs up, and actually get some help while I'm helping other people, and everyone kind of wins, and then I'm not trying to do things that I suck at. Does that make sense? Holy mackerel. I don't know. I think I think at its core I like understand how people and society work, but I don't I like created something else in my head of like how it should work, and I'm trying to force a square through a circle hole. Does that make sense? I'm gonna roll with it. Anyways, all the things on my mind. When my phone ran out of storage before I came in here, it was still raining a little bit. I busted out the good old ladder and climbed it, because that's what you do with ladders. I went up there. I was feeling the wood. I was trying to show you guys. It's all completely dry, and the spot that looked like a wet spot to me, it was actually the tar paper, which is just, if you guys don't know, like underneath a shingle or metal roof, there's usually like a moisture barrier. I I don't know if there's other types of moisture barriers. The one that I know and the one that I use on my workshop was tar paper. Exactly what it sounds like. It's this thick paper that has like tar on it. So it's just a moisture barrier in between the wood part of the roof and the shingles or the metal roof. The way I cut it, it was just hanging down. So that's what I saw. Everything's completely dry. The white part that I was telling you about that I think is mold, it might be. I don't know. It's not going to survive very long because, well, for the next week, it's supposed to be in the 60s and kind of rainy, but it's getting cold, so I don't think mold can survive in very cold weather. And when it gets hot again, that roof gets hot. So without the roof leaking there, I think I'm good. So I pulled out my really long ladder to look up under the overhang, but it's too long to look under the overhang. So I had to bust out this other ladder, my neighbor's ladder, that he's been keeping in my workshop. And I was able to check under there. I should have used the long ladder to go up, not on the roof, but so I can look above the gutter to see if the drip edge that I told you I installed was working, but there's no water leaking in between the gutter and the workshop. Like I was saying, I couldn't see any visibly. So with all that wood being dry, I'm 99% sure we good, bro. So yeah. However, after that, I came in here and I was uploading that last clip of the first clip of the vlog onto my computer. And one thing I've been needing to do for a while, I think I'm going to tackle right after I'm done with this, is I need to clean off my computer so bad. Things have gotten so disorganized. I have to keep things organized, especially on computers, file structure. I'm like huge on it. If you guys seen my workshop, I have every drawer, every box, every empty coffee can and peanut butter jar labeled with what's in there. I'm not done yet, but my whole studio, I mean, look, like this probably doesn't look that bad, but this drives me nuts. This crap, that drives me crazy. So, and that's, my computer is 20 times worse. And that's just on my computer. This external hard drive, it's actually called, when I plug it in, it shows up as my video external hard drive. I was using that to keep all my video on, to back it up and edit it. I've been using it for recording my album and my covers and stuff lately because if you guys remember, I had my old computer up here where this keyboard is sitting right now. This keyboard's supposed to be down here, but right now my laptop's there. I keep my laptop up there now and I have all my plugs and I plug it in like it's a desktop computer. But I had a desktop computer there and it died. As soon as I was able to start playing again and start recording and work on the album again, the computer died. Do you remember that? That was months ago. That was so long ago. Anyways, there were two hard drives in there. There was the main hard drive for that computer, and there was another secondary drive in there called audio, and that's what I did all my audio recording on. So I had just a dedicated drive for the computer, dedicated drive for video, and a dedicated drive for audio, and I had it all organized. And when that computer died, it all just went out the window. I have to mess with it. I think I'm going to do that today because that'll make my life easier. One of the bigger problems, if you guys know how to fix this, please let me know because I'm going to have to research this. These were external drives I used to use back in the day. If you take these apart, it's just an SSD drive, like regular, like laptop hard drive. I've been using these to back up my drives because they're actually not SSDs, they're HHDs or HDDs. I would take these apart, take the drive out, and put the drives from my old computer in here. But when I plug them into my laptop, everything's a Mac, by the way, they don't show up. I don't know why. And I don't have this. This drive only accepts FireWire. That's how old these are. 800, 400, and then USB 3. Or maybe it's 2. This laptop only has USB-C. I'm thinking that has something to do with it. Maybe it's the operating system. I have adapters. I don't know what's happening. So I think I'm going to go work on that. If you guys know a way that I can just like get myself out there, I don't know if I need to pay for playlisting or what do you call it? Like press or something. I don't know. This is where I fall so fucking short. I feel like so many people, I was posting my story, so many people reached out and were like, Moose, these songs are fantastic. Keep playing music. But I, my following keeps steadily growing. I don't know how to like expedite that or if I even need to. I don't know. So anyways, I'm going to do those things. Thanks for watching, guys. Maybe I'll post tomorrow. I don't know. I'm going to try and get back into the system here, into the flow, right? Appreciate you all. By the way, the shirts are out. The new shirts. This is going to be so hard with one hand. punkcovermoose.com. Check out the shirts. My old vinyls are on sale right now. Come on down. Pick up what you need. I will see you later.